come to the forecourt of the Ministry of Agri, for a PR exercise on the substantive issues of addressing the supply chain bottlenecks and constraints are not addressed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc. I think that I still want to bring back this question. Many a times on the Nova Report Economic Governance Platform Twitter Spaces, we've asked you this question, but I want to bring it back again. If you look
our policies and programs for the next 3 years also. Okay. So I don't think that the minister has much discretion, much room to go outside it. Okay. But I hope that maybe some of the areas that we have, for instance, raised that maybe they could adjust things. I hope that those things can be done. For instance, we have mentioned that some of us, the revenue effort, okay, even though if you read the program, they seem to be claiming that government is doing a lot in terms of raising revenue. But if you look at the revenue profile, I personally don't believe that is ambitious enough. Okay, we could have done better because we have indicated various measures, plugging various loopholes, exemptions, property taxes. When you go to the ports, importers under declare their import values and so on, and then doing something about tax evasion and all that. If all these things were done, we could raise our revenue envelope, much higher. And then when you come to the expenditure side, there's room to reduce some of the recurrent expenditure. We talk about the size of government and then those areas, and then allocate more resources to capital expenditure. We are not happy about the profile of capital expenditure. As a developing country, you need to invest, more in the growth pro-growth areas. So these are areas that we think we can make some improvement, even within the context of the ECF. If you do these things, you see, because the ECF is about the fiscal balance. If you raise more revenue and therefore you spend more, especially on capital expenditure, and you attain the same, fiscal balance, the IMF will accept it. Do you get me? Because that will still control your borrowing and then the debt accumulation. Okay. And then I must emphasize that, I've always been saying, as a country, we are not poor. We have resources. The so-called resource constraint that we talk about, I think, is self-inflicted. Okay, look at the natural resources area. Why don't we talk about that? You see, we can raise more revenue, tax revenue, but look at the natural resources area. You see, we give away 85% of our natural resource receipts, to so-called foreign investors, and we keep only 15% to ourselves. Why is that?
So, in terms of the general
and enhanced PFD put in place. So we're expecting the enhanced PFD to come up with a clear pathway as to how to address this food price inflation. But as we speak, even though the 2023 budget statement shows that budget allocation for agriculture sector has increased to 1.95%, which is record high. Previously, we had budget allocation to agriculture sector between below 1%. In 2021, for instance, we have only 0.56% of our total budget allocation going to agriculture sector. In 2022, we had 2.4% going to, 1.4% going to agriculture sector. So if you are getting 1.9% going to agriculture sector, at least that's significant improvement, even though far below our commitment that we signed on the Malabo Declaration of 10% allocation to agriculture sector. But with this increment, as we speak, we are in the third quarter. Farmers have not received any support from the agriculture budget allocation. Fertilizer subsidy that farmers used to benefit previously has been taken out. Seed subsidy has been taken out. Subsidy on farm machinery has been taken out. As a result, cost of production has more than 100% increase. And it is the reason if farmers use the same cost to produce, what they can do is to shift the cost into the food that they are going to sell to the consumer. And these are one of the reasons why you are seeing our food price inflation actually going up. One important area that the government failed to do when the IMF program came to be, all input subsidy or waivers, tax waivers that we used to have on inputs has been taken off. We used to have tax waiver when you are bringing in fertilizers, when you are bringing in weedicides, when you are bringing in farm machineries, when you are bringing in medications for poultry and livestock. Now all those waivers have been taken out. As a result, the people who are importing these inputs to support agricultural activities, their, their medications and their inputs are locked at the port, they can't clear because of high cost of taxes. So all these factors put together is actually making it very difficult to perform as a sector. Now, my concern is not only of what is happening. My concern is in going forward next year, what the sector will look like. Because as we speak, many farmers are not able to procure inputs because of the cost. Many farmers are not able to plow their lands. Many farmers who plowed are not able to procure weedicides, herbicides to control weeds. What will happen is that if this trend should continue, it means that next year when we will produce, the cost will continue to go up. And there's no hope that government is going to do anything to help us. So we are still hoping that as the finance minister present the mid-year budget on Monday, we want to see practical investment plans for the sector, especially in the area of tax waivers for agro inputs, and then the aggregator credit support for aggregators, because the enhanced PFJ is coming with a credit guarantee system, which will allow aggregators to take credit and then support farmers to produce. And when they produce, they will aggregate and put the produce in the market for all of us.